All right, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and start. First and foremost, I want to tell everybody thank you for coming into the live. Last time we did the live, it did not go as planned. So this time I promise you guys a live, and we're going to sit here and talk about the basics of what candlesticks are. And this is pretty much the core of what you need to understand when it comes to chart reading, because when it comes to chart reading, you have to understand the message that it's telling you. And if you don't understand that, then you're pretty much not going to understand what the chart is even telling you. So, this course, or not this course, well, this lesson that I'm going to be teaching you guys is really going to be about candlesticks and about the message that it tells, because every single candlestick is telling you something. So I'm going to teach you pretty much the basics of what this candlestick is telling you, so basically you guys can understand what you're even looking at when you look at the charts. Because the number one thing that I always get when people say, "Oh, well, I don't even know what I'm looking at." That's what I want to change. I want to change that aspect of it so that you guys can be able to look at the chart and know exactly, what you're looking at. So, first and foremost, I want to tell you guys that if you do have a question during this live, if you have a question, please text me. I have my number on there. Text me. I will see your message on the screen in front of me right here. I will see it pop up, and then when I do see it pop up, I'll answer it for you guys. So if you do see something that you're having a hard time understanding, let me know so that I can just go ahead and just answer it right here for you, so we can go ahead and fix it, you guys. Okay, so like I said, I can see your messages on the front screen right here. All right, so don't hesitate to just talk to me. All right. So first and foremost, you got to understand that there are two type of candlesticks. There's two type of candlesticks. You have the green and the red one. All right. So of course, what I want you to understand is that green means bullish. Now, when you hear someone talking about the markets and they say, "Oh, well, I think that the market is bullish," let me tell you what they mean. They mean that the market is going up, or something referring to going up. Now, I know that may be hard to understand bullish, because you're going to be like, what was that word again? So let me help you understand so that you can be able to know what bullish is. All right, so bullish, you guys. If anybody ever comes to you and say that they think that the market is bullish, I want you guys to remember a bull. All right, so a bull has horns. So whenever a bull is trying to attack or anything like that, they have their horns and they move upwards. Okay, so anytime someone says bullish, remember a bull horn and then it goes up. All right, and that's how you remember bullish going up. All right, so that's the first thing I want you guys to understand when it just comes to the charts. Understanding the language of the chart, so that when somebody comes to you and say, "Oh, well, I'm bullish Twitter," you know exactly what they mean. All right, they mean that the chart is going up. All right, so the next one that we do have is the red candle. All right, so the red candle means bearish, that something is going down. So if they say, "Oh, I am bearish the market," that means that they believe that the market is going down or something is going down. Okay, so this is a way for you to remember bearish. So think of a bear, all right? A bear has claws, of course. And when a bear attacks, it takes its paws and it scratches you downwards. All right? So anytime anyone says bearish, think of bear paws and them scratching downwards. And that will help you to remember that bearish is going down. All right? So anytime that I do these lives for you, or anytime that I make videos for you and I say, bearish moves or anything like that, this is going to help you to understand what that means. All right, because I'm going to be doing a lot of lives like this just to help you guys understand. So this is just simple terminologies that I want you guys to understand that I'm going to be using a lot. All right, so I want you to understand that part. All right, so now that you know that there are two type of candlesticks, all right, each candlestick has a body. All right, so this is the body, this whole candlestick right here. Now, not all candlesticks are going to look like this. Some of them have weird body shapes, all right? So some of them may close like this, all right? Some candlesticks may close like that. You also have some candlesticks that will close down here where the body is really small. At the end of the day, this is still called the body. The inside bar of the candle is the message, all right? So anytime you're looking at a candle or you're looking at, whatever it is, a wick or anything, understand that that colored part is the body, all right? When you're looking at a green candle body will always go up, all right? So it will always go up. Okay, so when a candle is going up, wherever the high of, hold on, you guys, wherever the high is of that candle, wherever it went the highest, it's going to leave a mark. All right, so when it leaves a mark, it has this thing called a wick. All right, so it's going to have a wick. Some candlesticks do, some candlesticks don't. It's going to have a wick at the top and on the bottom. All right, so that tells you the high of where that candle went and the low of where that candle went. All right, so anytime you see a candlestick, and they have wicks, understand on a green candle, the high is going to be at the top. Well, the high is going to be on both candles, but understand that the candlestick was moving up, and at the highest it reached was that top level of that wick. The lowest it reached is the low of that wick. All right, so that's understanding wicks. All right, so when you have a green candle and a red candle, it opens differently. So there's two type of ways that the candlestick opens. On a green candle, a candlestick will always open on the bottom. So when you're reading a chart and the candlestick is getting ready to form, it will start at the bottom like that. That is how a candlestick is going to start. It's going to start at the bottom, and as the candlesticks start to grow and get more buyers and more activity is happening, this is where the candlestick is going to grow and it's going to give you that high, right? It's going to tell you how high that candle went. And then when the candlestick is done and it's time to move on to the next candlestick, meaning that this candlestick is over, the candlestick will close. All right. So there's different type of time frames when it comes to a candlestick. You have the 1 minute, the 5 minute, the 4 hour, the daily, the weekly, whatever time frame that you choose to use. So let me go ahead and show you guys a chart. So I can just show you guys something really quick. So with these candlesticks right here, all right, I'm on a weekly time frame. All right, so when I'm on a weekly time frame, each of these candles are a week. That's 1 week, that's 1 week, that's 1 week, that's 1 week, that's 1 week. All right, they're each a week. And this is going to show you exactly what the candlestick message is, all right? Because it gives you a high. I hope you guys can see. So I'm trying to zoom in as much as I can. Let's go ahead and move this out the way. So if you look at this candlestick here, it has a wick. All right, so that was the high of that candlestick. And then there's a wick down here. And that was the low of that candlestick. All right, so let me show you what a red candlestick is so that we can go ahead and move forward. All right, so everybody knows what a green candlestick is, right? Okay, so now a red candlestick is the exact same thing, but opposite. It's the opposite. So the high will still be at the top of that candlestick, and the low will still be at the bottom of that candlestick. All right, but this time with the red candle, it's going to open at the top. It's going to open at the top, and then as the sellers start to get stronger and stronger and stronger, the candle will end up moving down, all right? And it will go all the way to the lowest or wherever that candle wants to stop. And wherever it stops, all right, say if you have a weekly candle, when that week is over, if Friday hits and the market is closed, wherever that candlestick closed, that's it. That's done. It's giving you a whole entire message. It's giving you the high, it's giving you the low. It closed at the bottom. With the green candle, it closes at the top. All right. So I hope that makes sense to you guys. If it doesn't, please text me. Please let me know so I can read it, so I can just go back over whatever detail that you guys may not understand. Okay. So I want you to understand that this is the most important part when it comes to reading the charts. You have to understand the candlesticks, you guys. So I hope this part really helped you understand just that. All right, it's kind of hard to really grasp it all in the beginning, but the more that you look at candles, the more that you watch the charts, you will understand exactly what I'm trying to tell you when it comes to these candlesticks. It may seem difficult and hard to understand now, but let me tell you something, guys. This is the easy part. All right. So, hope you guys understand that part right there. All right. So, moving on. Now that you understand that part, we're going to be moving on to wicks. Now, wicks is definitely the most, I'm not going to say the most, but it is one of the most important things that you need to understand when it comes to wicks. All right, so I'm going to try to explain this the best way I can, but understand that this may take some time for you to understand. But once you understand this concept of wicks, that is what's really going to help you with understanding support and resistance. All right, so once you understand wicks, you will be able to move on. All right, so when it comes to a wick, like I told you, when there's a green candle, it starts at the bottom and then it ends up moving. All right, so here's a green candle. It opened at the bottom, right? It opened at the bottom. It gave you the high because the wick ended up right there. So that was the high of that candle. It came down and then it closed. All right. It closed and the candle is done. Now, when you see a wick like this automatically tells you a story. All right. So this automatically tells you a story. And what it's saying is that the candle shot all the way up to the top. All right. It shot all the way up to the top and it ended up shooting all the way down. So you have to picture this red imaginary candle right next to that wick. You have to like picture it in your head, knowing that the candle shot up, but a red candle shot that candlestick down. Sometimes it's a huge red candle, sometimes it's smaller red candles, but it's letting you know that the sellers were so strong that it brought that entire candle down and left a wick. And also that the sellers were so strong that they ended up closing the candle right here at the bottom. Because usually when sellers are not that strong, it will end up closing towards the top. But the fact that it closed at the bottom and gave us a wick, that gives us the story that, okay, well, the buyers, they tried to move this candlestick up. And the highest they were able to move it up is right here at the tip. But the sellers were so strong that they took this candle all the way down and closed it. So this is what you have to imagine in your mind, this red candle closing and bringing this pressure down into this candle. And that's the reason why this candle closed right here. So this in itself gives you a message. And these type of candlesticks, They're really good on major zones like support and resistance. You're going to find these type of candles everywhere on the chart, but understanding how and when to use them is what's really important, you guys. And as I continue to keep doing these lives, like I said, we will I will help you to understand a lot of this stuff. But like I said, right now it's just really giving you, just the intro of what a candlestick is. Okay? Red candle, you guys. A red candle is the exact same way. All right? Everything is pretty much the same. It's just opposite. All right? So when you have a red candle, what happened? It opened at the top. All right? So it opened at the top. And what is it doing? The sellers are bringing the candle down, bringing the candle down, bringing the candle down. So this whole time the candlestick is moving because buyers and sellers are doing whatever they're doing in the middle of that candlestick. So it's going up and down, it's moving. And then it goes down to here. So that was the lowest that candle went. All right. And then all of a sudden the candle ended up closing right here. Now the candlestick is done. So this automatically tells you that, okay, well, the sellers tried to bring this candle down, all right, and the sellers were strong enough to bring it down here at this point. But the buyers were so strong that they pushed this candle all the way back up and closed it higher than where it was at this low. Because you got to remember, if this candle was strong and these sellers were strong, it will close like this. It will close with a nice big red candle. All right, that lets you know that the move or wherever the candlestick is, it is strong and the sellers are strong in that area. Okay, but if it ends up closing like this, all right, that goes to tell you that, the sellers really aren't strong in this area. The sellers are still having trouble bringing this market down. We have a lot of bullish movement coming on. We have a lot of uh, bullish candlesticks happening at this area. And this is the reason why this candlestick has closed like this. So there's a lot of buyers in this area. So we might want to pay attention to this candlestick and to this area because there's buyers here. The sellers aren't strong. So that's the message and the story that this candlestick is telling you. Once again, it is also telling you the same thing with this. All right. So hold on, I'm getting the question. Hold on. Will there be a wick on every single candle? Yes. No. So let me say this. Some candlesticks will not give you wicks, but it's so rare when you have a candlestick that doesn't give you wicks because most candlesticks give you wicks. Now, when you do have a candlestick and it does not give you a wick, that's a message already in itself. All right, so when you have a candlestick that is so strong and it pushes that candlestick up and it leaves no wick, meaning, let's do this. Let's just say we got rid of this candle, this wick, right? And the candle opened, and went straight down. All right, that's a message in itself. That's a message. If the candlestick opened and it just went straight down and closed and it left us no wick at the top, that's a message in itself. That's telling you that these sellers are so strong that the buyers couldn't even push it up. The buyers couldn't even dominate. They couldn't even get a chance in that area. And that is a message in itself, you guys. All right. So that's probably another talk for another day. It's actually a good question. But if there is no wick at the top of a red candle and it shoots down, that lets you know that the sellers did not have a chance. If you have a green candle, right here, okay, and it just shot up and closed and didn't leave us a wick at the bottom, that means that the buyers were so strong in this area that the sellers didn't even have a chance to even breathe because what happened? The buyers took control. All right. So that is the understanding of wicks. You guys, if you have any more questions, please text me. Like I said, I'm looking at the screen right ahead, so I will see your message pop up. Let me make sure. Yes, I will see your message pop up. So if you do have any questions, like I said, just text me live and then I can be able to answer your question right then and there. All right. So you guys understand wicks, right? So wicks, is it starting to make sense to you a little bit so that you can be able to just understand a little bit of the charts? I hope so. All right. I hope so. All right, you guys. I'm going to do one more because I don't want to make this too long. But I want to go ahead and just show you guys one more so that we can go ahead and end this, and you guys can meditate on what you learn, because I don't want to give you too much because you're going to get overwhelmed. All right, so I'm going to give you little bits and little bits by pieces. I'm going to be doing these lives a lot, so you'll get your text message, and that'll let you know to come on and join the live so that we can go ahead and learn these candlesticks. All right. So we learned what bullish was, right? You guys remember what bullish was? And then we know what bearish was. All right. So, matter of fact, I'm not even going to get on this part yet because this is going to probably take us another 20 minutes, you guys. So we're going to go ahead and end this live. We're going to go ahead and end it, and we will talk about this. I think my schedule to go live again with my app members was Monday, I believe. All right. So Monday, we're going to go over the basics of trading a uptrend. So one thing I want you guys to understand is that we'll call it society or just the market world or the market bullies. They teach you a traditional way to trade. They teach you a way to think when it comes to trading. So that's why when you go on YouTube or you go on Google and you look up how to trade or anything like that, they teach you the basics, the very basics of learning a trend. But what they don't teach you is that they're teaching you how to think so that when you do trade, they know what you're thinking. So when they know what you're thinking, because this is what they're teaching you, they know how to shake you out. They know how to take your money. They know how to play you. So I'm going to be teaching you in the next live that we do, I'm going to be teaching you the basics, the textbook way of how they teach you to trade a uptrend. And then I'm going to teach you the truth of trading an uptrend so that you guys can be able to be familiar of what's really going on and how they shake you out and how they mess you up. All right. So I'm going to teach you the textbook way, but then I'm going to teach you the truth of what really happens in the markets. All right. So you guys, first and foremost, I want to just thank you for just coming to this live. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. And if not, like I said, just send me a message and we can go over it again. But thank you guys so much. I will see you in the next live.